fools like that capping on your ass, you know.
Yeah, I know.
The nerdiest guy in the group is getting one up on you, man. How you letting that happen?
When he jumped in, I was like, all right, man. Well, I will say this was kind of funny, though. He came in the park, like, he's looking for everybody all dressed up in his shiny ass shit.
Well, yeah.
But the way he's looking for everybody, like, oh, there they go. Like,
Yeah.
no, man.
Yeah, look at him.
Look
Like that fool's about to go to a birthday party.
Yeah.
Double Toasted Live has 2 more dates left on its tour, going to be in Orlando and Dallas. Join us for a full night of comedy and games, and if you get your tickets now, get 15% off the regular price. Get your tickets by going to x1entertainment.com, and we'll see you soon. We had, I believe, if not the full season, we got most of the season of Peacemaker. We got 7 episodes to watch. You watched them all, right?
Yeah, I sure did.
I did too. We might have 1 more or 2 more episodes, but we watched everything that they gave us. So we're going to try to give you as much of a comprehensive review of that show that everybody's looking forward to. And let me tell you something. Peacemaker. What I like about Peacemaker right now, Peacemaker is giving us something that television has not given us in a long time, and that is a lovable racist. And I'm not talking about like the Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan. I'm not talking about some wannabe Hitler. I'm talking about something that maybe if you're cool, some of you younger people know, but your mama and daddy know, and your grandparents definitely know. I'm talking about something like Archie Bunker.
Bunker's right.
Right there, Archie Bunker. If you know who Archie Bunker is, go ask your parents, go ask your grandparents. They'll know who I'm talking about. But back in the day, boy, Archie Bunker was the lovable racist. Look at that. You're falling in love with him already looking at that picture.
That guy.
Yeah, he just got through calling you a racial epithet.
Where all these colors come from, huh?
But sure can jump, can't they?
And let me tell you something, man. When I say that they were not afraid to, that they did not shy away from racism and any other thing out there.
Homophobia.
Yeah. Hey, when I say they did not shy away from that, that's a character from a show called All in the Family. Now, this is back in the 70s where, you know, the country was getting more integrated. We were having to confront all of these feelings about race and gender and sexuality. And this show right here never shied away from it. And the way they did it is that they made Archie Bunker, who was a complete bigot, they made him the main character of the show. And the thing is, when I'm talking now, you're saying, well, what? That ain't funny? A racist? Why the hell do I want to watch that?
Calm down. Let him finish.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, people, like I said, All in the Family, you know, it addressed racism by having the main character be a bigot that you laughed at.
I'm all alone in this house. The coons are coming.
People, those were the days when a white man could say coon openly on TV without all that hassle. We could say it free.
All that extra shit.
Without all that extra shit. Without having to worry about somebody talking about canceling our culture out there. I know. Y'all are cringing right now. Like, y'all used to watch that back in the day. That's what you found funny. Thing is, yes, people.
Excellent show.
It was an excellent show. See, the thing is, you laughed at this man. You laughed at this bigot right here because of his ignorance.
Yeah, you didn't laugh with him. You laughed at him.
You laughed at him. You know, but because of his ignorance, not only did you laugh at him, but you laughed at him a little bit easier because because he was so ignorant, because he was so stupid, you thought, you know what? Well, he's not doing it actually out of pure hate. He's just stupid. And, you know, maybe, just maybe there's hope for this man.
Well, yeah.
There was that feeling.
But also, you know, it didn't come from a place of hate. It came from a place of ignorance. And his mind would occasionally get changed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he had George Jefferson come around or whatever. You know, just every once in a while he would be more ambivalent, I should say.
Yeah, just every now and then, you know, you saw just something just click and you said, one day, not today.
Not today. But yeah, it was ignorance, and it was also that, hey, the world has changed, and he is not caught up to it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. He's just not caught up to it yet.
He's fighting to keep things like they were.
He just doesn't know. You felt bad for the man in a way. Believe it or not. I know it's hard today to feel that way, but back in the day, you actually did. You actually did. And you know, because you always thought he'll come around. Not today, definitely not tomorrow, but before this series is done, maybe, just maybe, old Archie will come around. And ladies and gentlemen, that is who we have with Peacemaker. Peacemaker is he's just Archie Bunker on steroids, man. The man covers all the ist out there. You know, racist, sexist. He's definitely the stupidest person in the room.
I would debate that.
Oh yeah, you know there's others. Okay, you know there's others. And sure, and if you got all those ist covered right there, homophobia is just right around the corner.
Oh, yeah, right
Just
around
wait.
the corner. Oh, it's front and center.
Just waiting. But people, keep in mind, we're not talking about your average piece of shit right here. We're talking about a super piece of shit. You know, because the guy's a super villain.
He's a hero.
He's a villain. He's a super fucking villain.
In his
I'm
head,
saying,
he's a superhero.
well, I'm not in his head right now. I'm out here. And I'm telling him, you are a super piece of shit. And the reason why I say that is because, listen, the last time we saw this, man, I say super villain because last time we saw old Peacemaker, he was trying to take out the Suicide Squad, which I know is a group of villains themselves. Not all of them on the same level, but my man Peacemaker, he went and took out the only good guy
On the Suicide Squad.
The only good guy in the Suicide Squad, Randall Flagg.
Peacemaker. What a joke.
Oh, that just hurt his feelings right there. Look at that.
Hey, just to avoid an email later, Randall Flagg is the
I'm
villain.
sorry,
from
Randall.
the,
That's
from the Stephen King
This
universe.
is what's his name?
Rick Flag.
Rick Flag. Even when I said it, I was like, that don't sound right. That's yeah. Rick Flag. I'm sorry.
Rick Flag. You're not going to avoid that email later.
I know.
It don't matter,
It's
don't
already
matter
been
how many
written.
disclaimers.
The thing is, somebody just wants to feel right, even
Right.
though we corrected it.
Well, I'm already writing this. I'm gonna finish this shit. That was Randall Flagg in the Stephen King series. The
Blasphemy,
Dark
blasphemy,
Tower.
blasphemy.
Also the villain that was also featured in The Stand. Get your shit correct, Coleman.
I get it.
And they'll wait to write it, too. After hearing you guys correct yourself, they'll still write it.
There is no property or universe where Peacemaker and Randall Flagg ever met each other. And another thing.
P.S.
I get it.
Nerd.
But people, killed the man right there. So, folks, there you have it. You know, we're talking about Peacemaker. We've already set up that Peacemaker is a racist, sexist, homophobic, stupid-ass, murderous sociopath. But HBO, they say, if you get to know him, he's really not that bad.
He's trying. And if you look at his past and what he grew up with, he's much better than what he came from.
Yeah, you know, the guy, if you actually just got to know him, hang out with him a little bit, you know, maybe do a killing or two with him, he's actually pretty likable. It's not bad at all.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about likable, but you might not hate him so much.
I'm going to go as far as to say that HBO hopes that you find him likable. Not lovable.
Okay. just likable.
Just likable. Let's not push it too far. Just likable. They say that you will find him so likable that they've gone and made him the hero of his own series on HBO, Martin. Thus, we are here with Peacemaker. However, in this day and age of overly sensitive snowflakes out there who are ready to cancel anything that they don't like because, you know, they speak for everybody, can they actually pull this off? Let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer of the likable, not lovable bigot Peacemaker.
How many people does this blow up?
I don't know. I invented it this morning.
What?
Eat peace, mother.
Let's talk about another pretty ass handsome killer out there. Let's talk about Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, your favorite.
my favorite.
yeah.
You
Well,
can't, just the other day you said you can't get enough of Ryan Reynolds.
no, the other day I said he's kind of getting on my fucking nerves.
Oh, is that what it was?
Let's not change that. I said,
Must have got that reversed.
I used to not get enough of Ryan Reynolds, but now I got plenty.
And then some, huh?
Yeah, I think I got enough. But you know what, folks? I still do admire Ryan Reynolds, man, and you do too. I mean, look at that. That's a man that you would love to buy things from. That's why that man is able to sell so much stuff. The man's almost a billionaire just from selling stuff because of that handsome face right there. Now, I don't need you to tell me I'm no Ryan Reynolds. By the way, you. But I will do this for you. While I am no Ryan Reynolds, I can put this on right here. I found this in my closet.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what that was all
Yeah,
about.
I can be. This is Deadpool. It's on. I didn't have a Ryan Reynolds mask in my closet over there, but I had this. So, people,
I'm surprised.
yes, if you will buy something from Ryan Reynolds, but you won't buy it from me, maybe you'll buy it from Deadpool right here. People say, "Now you a fake ass Deadpool." You might as well take that shit off. Ain't nobody.
Oh, HEB ass Deadpool.
Exactly. Ain't no back of the head right there.
Supermarket Deadpool.
If Deadpool told you that if you won't listen to me and Ryan Reynolds isn't here, Ryan Reynolds, who actually sells people Mint Mobile, that is his company right there. He's on a chair of that. He's on board of that.
Okay.
People Mint Mobile. If you won't buy it from me, maybe you'll listen to Deadpool. People say you a dead fool or something. All right. If I can't sell you as Deadpool or myself, then the product will have to sell itself, and I think that it can. Mint Mobile, you've seen the commercials on TV. You've seen Ryan Reynolds talking about it. He's got your attention, so let me get your attention too. For those people who are looking to save a little money this year, as I said, a lot of you, that was your New Year's resolution. You said, I'm going to save money this year. Well, you know what? We are still in the early days of January, and I'm here to help you keep that resolution by saving you money with a phone plan. You know, with Mint Mobile, they offer premium wireless for just $15 a month. You can go online and start eliminating the traditional cost of retail because Mint Mobile passes significant savings on to you. All plans come with unlimited talk and text, plus high-speed data delivered on that 5G. I'm on that 5G right now. It's pretty good. Yeah, 5G is good. Mm-hmm. You can use your own phone with any Mint Mobile plan and keep your same phone number along with your existing contacts. And with Mint Mobile, you can choose the amount of monthly data that's right for you and stop paying for that data. You know, you always got that leftover data.
Sure.
They're still making you pay for it. Well, now you don't have to worry about that. You know, stop paying for all that extra data that you never use out there. So, folks, switch to Mint Mobile and get premium wireless service starting at just $15 a month. That's right, $15 a month. I told you I'm here to save you money, and I'm here to make it even easier for you. Here's what you do. Instead of looking all around, where's this deal at? Well, here, just go here. mintmobile.com/toasted. Do that. Go there and cut your wireless bill to $15 a month. Right now, let me thank you for all your support, and let me thank Mint Mobile for sponsoring this portion of the show. All right, moving on. Let me see here. So, a lot of people are saying, you know what? Forget how you bring back a character that's a politically incorrect bigot, as you can see right here. People want to know, how do you bring back a dude that actually died?
Yes.
I mean, I ain't talking because y'all remember, if you saw the Suicide Squad, I know a lot of you did because you couldn't shout talking about it. Spoiler alert right here, just a little bit. Well, shit, the spoilers that they made a series. So I ain't doing nothing. You know the man came back. But at the end of Suicide Squad, because y'all like, how the hell did he survive that? Because if I recall, my man got shot by Idris Elba.
Smaller bullets.
And then a building fell on his ass right after that.
Building on it.
Yeah, a building fell on his big ass. So you want to, people are like, All right, you know what? How do you explain that? Easy. Luck. he was lucky. Don't like that answer? Too bad.
Too bad.
Because that's all we got right now.
Yeah. Hey, as Billy pointed out, it's more of an explanation than him being Vin Diesel's brother.
Yeah, right.
They had the nerve to sit up here and say, well, golly, Peacemaker, boy, you got shot in the neck and a building fell on you and all you have is a broken clavicle. Man, you're the luckiest guy I've ever met.
Moving on.
And I'm like, no, this is just the stupidest explanation I've ever heard.
He's like, actually, I didn't even break it. But, come on, man.
So, people, that alone right there, that tells us how loose and silly that this show is playing it. We're mainly here for the humor. And I would love to show you the intro. I can't, but the intro of the show, the beginning of the show, that kind of tells you everything you need to know. If you watch that intro, and by the end of it, you're like, this is dumb, then you need to leave because it don't get no smarter from that point on. It gets clever, but as far as the humor goes, it is intentionally and very self-aware at how crazy, silly, goofy, and dumb it is at times. You know, it wants to do that. You know, that's the tone of the show. And they're telling you during the intro, letting you know. I will describe it to you since you can't see it. I would just say that the whole crew, even some people who died, they come out and do a whole choreographed dance number to cock rock.
Yeah.
Not cop rock, cock rock.
Cock rock features a lot throughout this series.
Oh, yes. Yes, it does.
I mean, it should be listed in the credits.
That's the soundtrack.
It should be it should be dancing along with the rest of the cast.
I mean, we talking about some like Macarena shit, back of the head, hips thrusting. I mean, the most serious motherfuckers in the show are out there thrusting that.
You said serious motherfucker?
He's the most serious motherfucker in the show. At every episode we had 7 episodes. The most serious motherfucker on the show is at the beginning doing this shit and doing them hips to goddamn to fucking hair glam metal. And if that sounds stupid to you, it is. Whether you enjoy it or not, well, you have to see for yourself. But I can tell you by the end of that intro, if this ain't getting you and you like, this sucks, don't stick around. Get the hell out of there. But for the rest of you who want to give it a chance, well, is there anything there for you? You know, because the thing is, the challenge here, the real challenge here is to bring back a guy who is a far-right nut job. I mean, you know, they don't ever come out and say it, but the man, look, he's like QAnon on steroids. You know, he's that guy that believes in conspiracies. He's getting news from all the wrong places.
Yeah.
He's getting news from Pepe the Frog 183, you know, on
Facebook.
On Facebook. You know, that's what I'm telling you. The man is ignorant. So he's a far-right nut job, a very dangerous person.
And a super bro.
Oh,
he is broy to the max.
To the max, bro. This shit, I didn't even go beyond bro. I say bro. As I said, the challenge here is to bring in this far-right, dangerous nut job and making him someone that the audience can root for. Can they really do it? The answer, for me, is yes. Yes, they can. For me, they did. I don't know how the people feel about that. I don't know what that says about me. I don't really like that I actually like Peacemaker. I don't know how that makes me feel. But I do. I do like it. I do.
Well, Corey, the problem for you is that John Cena, he's really talented.
I kept telling you this.
He's very talented. He's great at comedy. He's got a charisma, and it is that Archie Bunker thing where he's a horrible human being, but he's trying, and in so many cases he don't know no better. You look at the father he was raised by. How could he get any better? And he's a mess.
That's the thing with John Cena in this, and I told people, I remember People used to laugh at me, and I'm gonna call you out. You were one of them. You laughed at me, Sarah.
Well, he had to prove himself.
Yeah, I'm glad he did. But I say just like we talk about these racists out here, the lovable racists. I said the same thing about you. You'll come around. I said you'll get on that Cena train. I've always thought John Cena was talented, man. Maybe this first movie, The Marine, I was just like, okay, this is a joke right here. But ever since I saw him doing comedy, the movies have not been great, but he's been getting better roles, better movies, and he's been better in them.
Well, I always thought he was just kind of hammy in the comedies he was in. But in The Suicide Squad, I saw potential of what he could do. But I didn't project that it could be this, where he could carry a show and work with an ensemble where everybody's working together so well, and just how complex he makes this character.
Oh yeah, no, that's one of the cool things about the show, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But you're asking, okay, so how do you actually make this horrible person? How do you
This living cartoon?
Yeah, how do you make this guy that no one should like? I mean, like I said, at the end of Suicide Squad, he was a clear and cut villain. He was the bad guy of the movie, besides the giant starfish.
Yes.
But he was the one that was actually the personified villain here. And so you're thinking, how do you take this super villain who, even take the super away, the guy would just be a horrible person in real life. Mm-hmm. How do you go and make that guy someone that you actually try to find redemption for? You know? Well, the way you do it is you show the abuse that they had to endure to get to where they are. You know, his father, who's played by Robert Patrick, man, the Terminator himself. His father's worse than any Terminator. Yeah. Terminator just does a job. He's programmed to do that. Yeah. This guy's now you talk about a complete piece of shit. His father is horrible, man, and that's the cool thing about Peacemaker, man. It takes a clear villain, tries to give them some redemption by showing you what they had to endure. And what he had to endure with his father right here, man, they do a good job of showing you just how, and we're not even talking about physical abuse. We're just talking about just the mental abuse that this guy had to this guy had to go through. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, in the Suicide Squad, he's villainous. Here in Peacemaker, he's douchey.
Oh, completely. Just saying all the wrong things.
So it's kind of downgraded.
Yeah. All that racism that we're talking about with him, all that sexism, but particularly the racism, comes from his father, man. The father who taught him actually how to kill, and then later guilted him about it. And but you really feel for Peacemaker, because Peacemaker, this guy, this is where we went from being a clear-cut villain in Suicide Squad to being shades of gray here.
Yeah.
What they've done here is that, and even in the Suicide Squad, what you have here is that he's not a mass murderer, and he does feel remorse for the things that he's done. When you start to see his mental state, the remorse that he has, just all the guilt that he's carrying with him, because he does feel guilty for some of the things that he's done. Man, I felt so terrible for him, man. They ain't nothing more heartbreaking. There's nothing more heartbreaking than looking at a big ass man, a shirt that's way too small for him.
Yeah, it's tight on that.
Yes, look, it ain't no worse than looking at a big ass man with a shirt that is way too tight for him, having an emotional breakdown. And John Cena sold that scene, man. When he was crying, it's not like a grown man crying. It is like a little kid. It is like a little kid crying. A little kid who's crying, and not a little kid who's crying because they're having a temper tantrum. They didn't get the toy, the candy they wanted. Like, it's a little kid who's crying because their feelings and their heart is really broken.
Like their parents are getting divorced.
Yeah.
Buddy?
Hey, what the fuck are you doing?
Hey, man. Like you got caught jacking off or something.
Exactly. Exactly. Shit, when I saw him crying like that, I just wanted to give his big ass a hug. I'm doing this because my arms would never go all the way around.
Never get around him.
Shit, like trying to hug a tree or something.
I kind of felt bad for him, but nothing he said was untrue. So
Right, it's kind of you go ahead and cry a little bit more. You need to feel this one.
Yeah, I felt for him, man. I did. You know, because watching this, what I like about this series is that unlike something like Birds of Prey, the Harley Quinn movie, that movie right there, what they did was, one day Harley Quinn is not so villainous because the fans like her.
Right.
They gotta make her a big fan favorite, and they can only do that if they start to make her someone less villainous, not killing as many people, a little less disturbed. They didn't give any real arc to why she came around to being the person she is. At least with Peacemaker, maybe you don't like the guy. I get it. Maybe the guy, you just can't get around his personality, how annoying he is, how sick he is, the things that he's done. Maybe you can't get around that. But at least they gave him some lead up to where he is right now. They gave us a reason to see where he is.
Sure, they did not have to do all the character work that they did. And it's interesting that it's these dramatic notes that are woven in between a show that is such a comedy and almost a living cartoon at times.
You start to kind of have pity on him just for being a dumbass.
Yeah, because nobody on the team likes or respects him.
No, but the thing is, he doesn't help.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
I mean,
like every time you think, like, man, if you could just be cool, I feel like you're learning. He'll go and do and say something. You like, never mind.
Listen,
Can't talk
I
to him.
might feel bad for his ass, but you still brought the shit on yourself.
Exactly.
I gotta draw the line somewhere.
Exactly.
I can't defend him on everything.
No.
When you in the middle of a restaurant and they have a meeting where things are supposed to be private and your big ass shows up in that stupid costume,
But I was like, okay, he don't know no better. That's fine. but the stuff he says later on.
I can't, but the thing is, you brought on yourself, but I still can't even get mad at him. I'm just like, God damn it, man, you just don't get life. I mean,
No, that is it. He doesn't get life.
what is wrong with you?
Are you kidding me?
Did this dipshit really show up in full cosplay mode?
What people? The other people at the Village People tryout?
Why is there a bald eagle in your car?
Okay, I ain't gonna lie, that shit was lame. The village people trying, but all these other fools, they when he brings up that eagle, they get on his ass. I was like, all right, you know what? I like the eagle, so I was letting it go, but that is a stupid Eagley. Eagley, that's a stupid ass name. I don't want to say nothing, but when they said it, I was like, all right, I cannot disagree.
That's Eagley. You guys are worried without me?
Eagley is your pet eagle.
Yeah.
Is your dog named Doggy?
All right.
Do you have a daughter named Daughtery?
Normally those jokes wouldn't fly, but when they apply to him and that stupid ass name, I was like, all right, if even fools like that capping on your ass,
Yeah, I know.
the nerdiest guy in the group is getting one up on you, man. How you letting that happen?
When he jumped in, I was like, all right, man. But I will say this was kind of funny, though. He came in that parking lot. He's looking for everybody all dressed up in his shiny ass shit.
Well, yeah.
But the way he's looking for everybody, like, oh, there they go. Like, no, man.
Yeah, look at him. Like that fool's about to go to a birthday party.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for the people in the restaurant because even if they weren't talking top secret shit, who wants to sit with that shit
That's
right
what
there?
I'm saying. You look around. 'Cause remember, the first shot is him looking for him.
Like, oh, no.
It didn't even take the helmet off when he sat down.
No. It's part of the uniform.
I know, but he couldn't even take it out. He sat there like, y'all's problem is.
And what got me,
That's not getting it.
he looking at the menu seriously, man.
Yeah, he is. Like, what the fuck we y'all got here to eat?
Like
What's good here?
You take for granted how serious you should look looking at a menu until you see him. he makes a simple act like looking at a menu look stupid as for all its silliness. And it is pretty silly. I gotta tell you that, and we already established this, that this is, I think, up to this date, this is the best role that, God damn, not you, Billy.
Yeah, I was gonna
Billy
say.
Brooks is the best role.
Yeah. Put that shiny helmet on.
I think that this is the best role that he's had so far.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's.
Yeah, no, he gets to show a lot of range, and and it is his show.
Yep. Yeah. No, and he holds it down, man. He holds it down. It's probably the best role that he's had. depending on how it is if you keep watching. You know, like I said, this character, I can understand if this character does not appeal to everybody. I'm not even talking about it in an offensive way. I can understand if just the humor of this character just doesn't resonate with a lot of people out there. You know, as for the rest of the show, again, depends on your sense of humor, I think. Because I think that the humor, while I enjoyed it, I like James Gunn, who actually, I think James Gunn, and we all know James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy, Suicide Squad. If you go back deep, trauma films, Romeo and Juliet, you know, some of his horror movies. You know, so, but the thing with James Gunn is that, you know, James Gunn has a certain sense of humor, especially when he's let loose to do what he wants to do, when he's free to do the insane things that he's known for. And with Peacemaker, he does just that. You know, it's funny because, you know, when he's over at Disney, they got him on his best behavior.
They sure do.
When he's over at Disney, he's like when you sit with your mama at church. You know, you ain't acting up. You know, you're not clowning. You're not giggling and laughing. If you do, you gonna get a pinch or a slap. Peacemaker, for James Gunn, Warner Brothers and HBO, they've been like the divorced dad that gets him on the weekends and just lets him do whatever the fuck you want to do. Hey, don't tell your mama that we saw these titties. Don't let your mama know we shot guns.
Right. We're out of town.
Yeah, don't let your mama. Don't let your mama not let you drink a little bit. You know, they let him go crazy and do whatever he wants to do over there. And you know, with that, you know, this show goes hardcore, man.
It does.
I mean, I'm not.
It wastes no time going hardcore.
Oh no, not at all, man. You know, when I'm talking about hardcore, I'm not talking about just with the violence. You expect that already. You expect to see gore. You expect to see a lot of blood, and they I would say that they get gorier than they do in Suicide Squad. So if you watch Suicide Squad, normally you would be expecting someone to say, well, if you saw Suicide Squad, naturally we know what to expect with Peacemaker, being that it's a spinoff of that. Thing is, it goes a little harder in the violence here, I think, because for one, you got more shows. They are definitely showing you more splattered blood, heads exploding, you know, full bodies exploding.
Yeah. If you're into the gore and the kills, this is the place for you.
Yeah.
You're not fighting giant starfish.
No.
It's just a lot of dudes.
Yeah. We are seeing the human body way more eviscerated here, and you know, and I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Maybe it's on par with Suicide Squad, but it's definitely a lot of violence right here. But unlike Suicide Squad, you're also getting a lot of nudity, a lot of sex here. There's even a vag shot in here. There's a scene where somebody catches a glimpse of a vagina. I didn't even think you could show that without getting like
yeah, you can.
Yeah, there's a whole.
You just can't show an erect penis.
Okay. Or a swole vagina, I guess. Or something. So yeah, they actually have a shot of it's a quick shot, but they definitely have a vagina shot in there. You know, the violence in this, man. I'm not going to say I'm bothered by violence at all or anything like that, but I will say that with Suicide Squad was something that was way more comic book. This is also comic book in a certain way, but I will also say that since this is a show with a lower budget, it's also feeling a little more grounded.
Yeah.
You know, it feels a
lot more grounded.
Yeah, it feels like it's more in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
James Gunn's humor when it comes to violence, because it seems a little more real world, it feels a little more mean-spirited here, I think. You know, you got innocent people who are being killed. You have people begging for their lives in this who are innocent. You know, those people who are begging for their lives, they're killed by the protagonist in the movie, the people we're supposed to be rooting for.
Well, that's unlike so many other shows, people aren't safe in this show.
No.
And while I'm not one who wants more and more violence, I do feel like, listen, if we're going to show violence, push it, make it disturbing. Don't make it something so comfortable that you just kind of get used to it and get desensitized to it. This is stuff where it's like, oh shit, yeah, that was uncomfortable to watch, but as it should be.
We're dealing with a group of cold killers here. The story with this, and the reason why I haven't told you the story is because there's a lot of things here, being that this is a series, and I just don't want to spoil anything for you. But I will say, once again, Amanda Waller has got together a team of black ops people, and she wants to get this mission done by any means necessary. That means killing whoever you have to. That means anything that gets in your way, man, women, or children. They're all indispensable as long as the mission is done. What that mission is, you'll have to find out for yourself. But I will say you just have a group of people who are just about as cold-blooded or desensitized to violence as maybe the Suicide Squad without all the villainy or superpowers. With this...
The black ops.
They're black ops, yeah. As you can see, there's the whole team right there. The only thing I'm saying is, like, I found myself where I'm supposed to be laughing at violence. I'm like, that's a little too hard hitting for me. There's a certain torture scene in here. Doesn't go too insane, but it made my skin crawl to the point like, I don't know if I find this fun anymore. It's like this is a little bit too much right here.
It's not really funny, and it is treated with humor, but I like that mix where it was like, okay, you've been laughing at it up to this point. Now what about now? Oh, now hold on, man. I thought we were just having a good time here. No. You like people getting killed and tortured. He said, sit down. Okay, but can we make this quick? It'll take as long as it takes. Now sit down.
I said sit down.
And it depends on the personality of the group too. Also with the humor, because I think with the group, they have certain personalities that are not always enjoyable to be around. Danielle Brooks, who plays Leota Adebayo, she's the new member of the crew, and she hasn't necessarily got to the point where she feels comfortable killing people, the amount of violence that she sees around her, or killing people who she feels are innocent and don't deserve it, but for the sake of the mission, it has to happen. She's probably one of the more relatable people because you have to, she's the one that's like us. These people are nuts. That's
sure. They're hardcore. They've been doing it for a while.
Yeah,
and they're all about like, hey, you just got to do what it takes to get the mission done.
Yeah.
Quit standing there and shoot that guy.
Yeah. The other thing is that she's probably the most relatable and therefore probably the most likable. Even there's a point she says, well, I don't know, maybe I talk too much, and it can be seen that maybe she talks too much when it comes to telling certain jokes. I don't know how those jokes always work, but she's likable. I like her. Some of the other members, like Jennifer Holland as Amelia Harcourt, not very likable and not wanting to be likable, and I don't think the show wants you to even like her. So if you're looking for people to relate to beyond the characters or the character I already said, it's going to be kind of hard because these are not the easiest people to grow into. As I said, they're killers, and they're kind of emotionally closed off from each other, and it takes them a long time in the series to actually get to a point where you start to feel like they become a team and start to like each other and let their guard down. This mother he's just nerdy. He's just Steve Agee, John Economos. John Economos. He's a guy that's just. He's that guy, you've always had that friend in the group. They say the wrong things all the time. They try to be funny. They're not funny. They try to be cool. It backfires all the time.
Yeah. He was talking a lot of shit.
He barely got by on that because you had a grown-ass man in the middle of a restaurant dressed up in a fucking clown suit.
Right.
That's why he was able to get by saying what he said. But really, most of the time, he's kind of cringy, and I'll explain why. Not because of the character. Now, he was in Suicide Squad also, I believe. Yeah. It's not because of the actor or the character. I would just say some of the writing I think that they do with him and some other people here. It doesn't always work, and I'll tell you why. At least for me. I'll tell you the person that I was really interested in, and that was this guy, Chukwudu Iwuji. Clemson Mern is his name in the show. He's from Kenya, I believe.
Okay.
And he just had a really cool accent, man.
He did.
He had a cool accent. For a while I couldn't tell if it was African or if it was British. And he just has this man has a real cool demeanor, man.
He does.
He's the straight man. A lot of his stuff even comes off funny because he's just sick of everybody's bullshit. There's so many times he's yelling at the group like, "Shut up!" because he's tired of them. The reason why I don't think the humor always works is because they have a lot of the humor relies on these tangents and arguments that just get ridiculous, and they go on and on for a while, and it's funny. It's meant to be. That's what the way it's meant to be set up, because they're going on and they're just nonsense. That's the funny part of it. But every episode has this writing where they have this this rhythm, these moments where these arguments are done, and after a few times, it feels like, all right, you know what? It just feels like you're kind of cycling through these kind of jokes, these kind of setups. That's the way it felt for me, except for the moments where it would get old, and then a character would come up and start doing one of these nonsensical discussions or arguments or conversations, and it would be genuinely funny. Who is Jamil? I don't know the actor's name.
Oh yeah, I never remember that actor's name, but I love him every time I see him.
Rizwan Manji is his name. He plays a guy named Jamil, and whenever Jamil was on the screen, he got into it with Peacemaker.
With even the intro scene. With
the intro scene, yeah, it was. That's one of the things, man, that'll get you hooked up. They did know how to set up the series. There's a great intro scene with the janitor and John Cena as Peacemaker, and from the moment that came on, I kind of was into the series because it made me laugh so hard.
A hero called Peacemaker?
Dude, I'm famous.
Not that famous. Aquaman, he's famous.
Aquaman.
No, man.
No matter how many people I have to kill to get it.
He's like, get the f*** out of here. I like the way he just standing there looking at it. Like, what am I supposed to do with that information?
Right. He's what the fuck I've been saying, man. Why don't you be listening?
Like, he's a superhero.
He's a Schitt's Creek, that guy.
You talking about I'm a superhero. You know what you are? You a mother smoke weed with in a wheelchair. Hey, now get out of here so I can finish my
right, yeah. I told you about this responsibility. Let me finish up.
Hey, get your big ass.
You went to MIT.
Other things in this show. If you like animals, there's a couple of scenes that you might not like. They kill the f*** out a couple of animals in here.
Sure.
Animals that really is not their fault. They didn't really deserve it. But Eagley is cool. I love.
If you don't want to get killed, don't be in this show.
And don't be in this show. I love Eagley though. As I said, if you don't like just complete assholes as your main characters, then you might not want to watch this show. It might ruin your day. If you're Louis C.K., don't watch this show. Louis, I don't know if you watch this show right here, but I'm telling you, if you think about watching Peacemaker, don't do it, man.
Don't do it.
They lay in on your ass hard. They do not flinch.
No, really?
They lay in on Louis C.K. hard, man. And you know what? It's funny. Now that we know about Louis C.K., there's not a picture I can look at where it doesn't look like he has his dick out.
Right. His dick in his
Tell me
hand.
like his dick
He
is
look
out
like
right now.
he's about to just start right
He
now.
look like, hey, y'all want to see something?
Yeah, you can close the door. You don't have to. I don't give
Honestly, the way they went in on him, it just made me realize, like, wow, he's never gonna get to come back.
Man, Peacemaker did not make peace with him.
Because I'm sure he might have been like, oh yeah, I saw the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker. I've been looking forward to this show.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh mother.
You might be able to get away with it, but when this big mother brings it up,
Yeah.
it's just too much attention.
Well, plus it's like, wow, he's a dumbass and he's capping on you.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, he's one of those like, man, I know you doing the same thing. You ain't gotta get on me about this. I just got caught.
Judge not, lest ye. It'll be you one day. You'll see.
Yeah, as sexist and crazy as this character is, he didn't pull no Louis C.K. shit. He knew, he knew better to pull his dick out of somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
He
like the
busted
one thing
him.
he didn't do.
Yeah, and believe me, this man has done everything else. He has said some terrible things. But he said, yeah, but at least I put my dick out.
At least I wasn't jacking off in front of people. Indiscriminately jacking off in front of people.
I still tell y'all, man, the moment I saw this trailer, I was pulled in because I said, wait a minute, is that a walking with him? Eagley,
Walking proud, too.
Walking proud, too. Eagley steals the scenes that he's in, man.
Yeah.
It's a CG eagle.
Mm-hmm.
And that eagle, thing is, I know it's CG, but because they give it so much character, it still looks good.
Yeah, it does. It looks good. The eagle has personality. So far, he's probably the only good guy in this whole show.
Yeah, he is.
He's the most pure of heart.
I mean, he's an eagle. Just doing what an eagle does and gets their back.
Yeah.
I mean, Eagley, when they get in trouble, Eagley is there.
He's there.
And Eagley just has some really, really, really just nice emotional moments in here, man. I'm going to just say this. if you've never seen an eagle hug, you've never experienced life. That was one of the most adorable things. You know what? You know why? Because they make Eagley a real eagle. You know, they give him real behaviors, but they give him, you know, of course, more personality than an eagle would have.
Right, but they don't anthropomorphize him like with big eyes or anything like that. He's got eagle proportion. He looks realistic the whole time. He just does things where you go like, oh, you can communicate with him. He's like a very loyal dog.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. You know, if he giving a hug is amazing for an eagle, but he's still doing all that crazy shit. So yeah, man, he ain't putting his head on your shoulder, go like, oh no, he's like, he's still making annoying noises. Still looks scary. Tore somebody's face. It's people. Also, yes, Martin was right. If you hate cock rock, hair metal, glam rock music, all
that shit from the 90s,
it ain't gonna let up, man. I mean, they digging the crates for some deep dive cock rock here, man.
Yeah.
Last character I'll tell you about before we leave. I'm just thinking about it. This character, Judo Master, man. I'm still like this character.
Judo Master.
Judo Master. This is I'm gonna say this wrong. I know Nutle. It's Nhutle. Asian actor. I'm trying to find information on this actor because at first I'm like, I didn't even know what it was. I was like, is that a dude or a chick? And
because he's so tiny.
Yeah, and is that a teenager? Is that a full grown man? I couldn't tell. I was looking
even
hard.
For a teenager, he's tiny.
He's tiny, but those scenes. One of the cool things about the movie, the show, is that they got some great fight scenes.
They do.
Here. James Gunn has he directed the first 3 episodes. He wrote and directed.
Oh yeah.
He wrote every episode that I saw, all 7 of them. But I believe he very positive that he directed the first 3. And even when he's not directing them, the fight choreography on this show is very good, man. There's a lot of stuff where, especially when you see the reveal behind the villains in here, some great scenes with that, some great fight scenes with them. The action is done very well here. I really did, for all my complaints, man, I really did like this show. I like that they were able to take, what we last saw as a villain, and kind of turn things around here and make him a character that maybe you don't even like him, but there are points where you can't help but sympathize with the character or have pity for the character.
Or just want to hear what dumb shit he's going to say next.
Ooh, which is a lot. Which is a lot. But he really think he's saying something.
Yes, and sometimes you think he's getting it, and then he just backslides constantly.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I was expecting to like it better, but I do like it quite a bit. Just for what they're able to do with balancing this real silly humor, along with just making when you really get to see his childhood, see the abuse that he's gone through, and the moments that he has to actually get dramatic, it actually works better than I thought it would. I give this a matinee, probably lean on a high matinee, but I do like it.
I love this show. I love it. A show has got to be brave to have unlikable characters now, because everybody, that's the first thing, is like, it's not likable. But man, just recently I've been watching Succession and Search Party, and these are shows with all the characters. Your main characters are horrible people, but unlike so many of the anti-hero shows we've been seeing, they aren't even trying to get you to like them. They're like, this is who they are. And this show is kind of in that vein. And you do end up liking them because you spend so much time with them, and you see that there's worse people. But it hits, and it's willing to be hardcore right off the bat with the violence and the nudity. Oh, I'd give it a high full price.
Yeah, I was trying to think of another show. Oh, you know what? I guess the reason why I don't like it as much, I want to, because I really love The Boys. Okay. And this is a show something like The Boys. The Boys, this is that level of violence, almost the same level of social statements, a commentary that they make here. And I think, same sexuality, it's very similar to The Boys to me. And I think The Boys, they just have a better grasp of writing humor.
Also, it does a lot of name dropping on acknowledging other superheroes, famous superheroes in their universe, constantly. So it really connects it more to everything else.
Yeah.
Whereas you're not watching Hawkeye and wondering like, well, so Thor's not around and he's going to fight rich people.
Right.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's a fun show. I'm glad you enjoyed it too, because
I was upset that 7th episode didn't seem to be the last. So I was like, that didn't even feel like a cliffhanger. It felt like there's just more to come. And I was like, damn it, do I have to wait 7 weeks to get that?
Yeah. No, I was looking forward to every episode after it was done.
Mm-hmm.
And here's another praise of the show. Even though I might not enjoy it as much as you, but I tell you, I was really. It didn't feel like 7 hours to me, or however it came
45
out.
minutes by the time 7.
So it's about 5
Yeah.
hours or so. I didn't feel it at all, man. I was going from one episode to the other, and I was. By the time I was almost done with it, I'm like, really? I'm almost finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually we get shows, man, and they're 45 minutes long. We watched a lot of Netflix shows with those. We can feel it with every episode.
yeah.
We can. It's like, damn, this is gonna be hard. This is a chore. Not with this, man. This went smooth.
Yeah,
it's fun, y'all. It's fun. I really think that y'all should watch it, man. It's again, I don't think it's gonna be for everybody. But then again, if you watch the Suicide Squad, or you watch The Boys, anything like that, if you watch those and like them, then I don't see why you wouldn't like this. If you didn't like those, then you got your answer right here. This is not going to make you like it any better. So, highly recommend. Hey everyone, support our Patreon, which helps us to continue bringing you our live streams, videos, and podcasts while bringing you new content such as exclusive live streams and animated shorts.